Word. Okay, no. So you were saying that when you're on prep, you've been like depleted for so long, it's almost kind of like your attention span just fucking goes out the window. Like if you try to sit there and watch a movie, like
I'm good at that. That's the one thing I can do.
That's good.
For me, it has to be something that is like very complex in terms of like if it was like Friends or The Office.
Yeah.
The Office, the humor might like keep me somewhat like satisfied with watching the show, but if it was like a sitcom, man, I can't. I have to like change it.
I'm just like that too, man. It's almost like you'd rather like watch something that makes you think than something that makes you laugh.
Inception or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I gotta like it just forces you to like
shut
off and be involved. Like or even books. Like if you're reading like a big novel,
yes,
it's gotta be really something that makes your brain. I'm like a dog like that.
Yeah. Fucking okay, two things. Number one, the books, for some reason, it works. When you're on prep, and I would just sit there. I read this fucking book about battleships. It was the biggest book I've ever read, and I read that for my New York prep. And I don't think I would ever read that normally because it's not really what I'm into reading. But anyways, I read that. And last night, I fucking watched The Escape Room, the new one. It's like the championship one on Prime. Fuck, man, I love that movie. Fuck, I love escape rooms, first of all. So the movies, I'm just like, fucking, this is amazing, right? You see that, Mo? Did you watch it, Dana?
Prime?
It's on Prime, yeah.
Oh, the best one on Prime right now is The Terminal.
Yeah,
which one?
The Terminal List is like by far the best show I've seen since Yellowstone. Yellowstone and Terminal List have been like, really impressive. Just like intricacy of like the detail. Okay, it's a shoot. It's like a military fucking shooter show, but it's like now we're getting into like deep fake, like high end, like, you know, intricate, like behind the scenes situations. You'd be like, oh, that doesn't seem very.
Yeah, it's cool.
Normal.
It goes really deep into like corruption, like within like the government, like armed forces and shit like that.
Have you guys ever watched Westworld?
I started watching it. It's pretty good.
I know what it is.
It's so intense, man. Like, and the storyline, like if you watch all the seasons, it's so like deeply embedded into like, there's like characters because they're like genetic human copied, like they're like 3D printed humans that have like AIs built in that they're like basically. Yeah. But then in the Westworld, they're like obviously programmed to be like this is your task. But then it's like few of them aren't. They're kind of like thinking for themselves. But there's characters in that whole show that you watched the whole 3 seasons and you thought it was a person the whole time, and it wasn't. It was one of the AI.
Oh shit! Spoiler alert.
But yeah, well, not even because
no,
you don't,
I know.
Like you can't even tell until like it becomes like, oh, and then you're just like, holy crap! Like the whole like all that. And then it starts to tie in, and then now there's a new season out, and it's just like it's almost a little bit too much. Like, yeah, like if you haven't watched Westworld and you like started it at like 2 weeks out, you'd be like,
yeah, I think that was my problem. I was like 4 weeks out. I started watching Westworld, and I think it's like if you look away for a few minutes and you come back, you don't even know what's happening in the show anymore. That's how I felt about it. So I kind of like I lost track of the story. And then I lost interest because I'm like, I don't even know what's happening anymore. Who are these people? So that's the thing. You got to be like dialed in, you know?
It's just dopamine. And I think the biggest thing with prep is like, regardless of like where your mental state's at, like if you're in a good place or a bad place, if you're like in that body fat range and also in that PED range, it's like you're going to have like this like desire to like fill this hole that you've created, but you did it on purpose.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is just making sure you have a routine through your day where there's like enough time taken up where you just kind of end up at the end of the day and you got to go to bed.
True. That's a good point.
Versus like because I find if I like have something shift, which is fine, like life is dynamic, like Morgan's got dogs and a girlfriend and clients and stuff like that. And Robin, like you're training, you got a girlfriend, like obviously things move around, but it's like, if you have like a big change, that's what most of us are like, oh, I lose my mind on my day off the gym, because you take
Mhm.
that 2-3 hour time frame and like putting that effort into that space, and it's like all of a sudden you're miserable or you're not happy or like this was hard today, and it's like, yeah, but you just have to get, it's like on our, like, no one's gonna hold our hands. It's like we have to just kind of figure out ways to like, manage it and not make
I
it
think
like
our phones like really have messed us up in a sense, like of like ADHD, like our attention span. Like I even noticed it myself. Like I'm on my phone like constantly because of work and like social media and everything like that. And like even when I want to get away from my phone to like try to watch a movie or like try to like be like deeply engaged in something else, I find like it's like my brain just like craves like just to pick up my phone and like scroll and
Yeah,
like
it does. Yeah.
and get those like 15-second increments of entertainment. So I find like even now, like I like this Terminal List show that we're talking about is like the first show I've actually been able to get really into because it's really
because
well
it's
done.
intricate enough where you like you can't not, like, it's so in depth with all
Well,
the
it's like movie quality, but it's a show, right?
Mhm.
And I think that's why. Like, I
the
really,
HBO, really, like one of those HBO specials where it's like 10 hour and 20-minute episodes of just like pure movie theatrics, and you're just like, this is mind blowing.
I'm gonna check that shit out. It's on Prime, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Chris
Yeah.
Pratt is the
Check it
main
out.
character.
Yeah.
That is probably the best I've ever seen him do a role. Like in terms of, it doesn't look like he's faking it, like he's not the right setup. And then it's like you just know that like every American
It's a
guy,
little corny sometimes. Like it's just like the Chris Pratt corniness that like he can't.
but that's what I mean. It's perfect because it's like it makes him seem like one of those vets who's like been through it, like your average guy, because he's got that little bit of like.
Yeah, it was interesting actually. I was like randomly listening to a Joe Rogan podcast because like whenever like there's like a Navy SEAL like related podcast, I just listen to it because I love like getting into those guys like mindsets and stuff.
You're a
This
fucking
guy-
SEAL in a past life, eh?
Definitely with special forces in the past life.
100%, dude.
Fucking
Walrus
obsessed with
right
it.
now.
Yeah.
The walrus right
Yeah, but this guy that he had on was the author of the book that they based the show on.
Criminal List, yeah.
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 It was really interesting, and it was just like random. Like I was listening to this guy, I was like, "Oh, I'll check that show out," and then I was scrolling Amazon, and I saw it there. Like it came out a few days ago, and yeah, fucking highly recommend it for anyone that wants a new TV show. Terminal List.
I'm gonna check that shit out. Yeah. What are your guys like favorite movies?
Ooh.
Do you have one? Like I don't even think I have one.
I got like 10.
Yeah.
Depends. It's like music. Like I've got like my favorite country songs. I've got my favorite hip hop songs. I've got my favorite rock songs. There's no way that I can pick one over the other because it's all mood based, right? Same with movies. Like comedy wise, Ace Ventura, hands down for me. Both of those. Like
that's a good one.
Just because it's like it's so typical Jim Carrey, and it's like it's so strange, the humor. And then I remember the ages that I watched it at. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. And I've watched movies so many times. It's just every time I watch it, it's just hilarious. But like, yeah, like big movies, man. It's hard to say.
Are you guys into like Marvel and like that kind of stuff too?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Like
they're not really good movies. They're just movies that appeal to the masses. They're going to get
like the story.
I like make shit tons of money. That's what those movies are.
I like watching the show. Not the show, but like I just like seeing good directing and stuff like that. Like for instance, dude, one of the 2 or 3 times, like the third or second time I ever smoked marijuana in high school, we went and watched Avatar 3D in IMAX, and I'm telling you, that was the best experience of my entire life.
That sounds amazing.
Because it was like IMAX. I was really young, and it was like I never really did that. Like smoking weed was like had to very extremely sneak it, and I was like athlete like Mo knows. It was like my coach was like, if you show up drunk or if I hear about anything, like you're off the team.
That was illegal drugs back then, dude.
Well, it's not even that. It was just about like if you're partying and you're on my team and I hear about it, or like you come here and you're like hungover or like he's just like anything. It was just like you're gone. I don't care. So
dude, IMAX was amazing, dude. Did you ever see IMAX, Mo? Like, do they even have that shit where you're from? Like,
we do, but it's not like real IMAX. They just like pretend it is.
Yeah. So like ours was just like it's like wraps around you, and then it's like me, and it was like one of the first few times I smoked weed. I was like, I thought I was there. Like we're all there, like eating food. It's like
just tripping balls.
Yeah. Holy,
dude.
Like world.
Pretty sure I had the exact same experience, to be honest with you. I think I had the exact same experience with that movie.
My grandma brought me to the IMAX to watch Everest. They climbed Mount Everest. It was fucking, I don't even know how old I was, probably 11. I was just like fucking, my mind was just like, maybe that was like something subconsciously that I wanted, like that got me started with bodybuilding. It's like you're always climbing kind of a thing. That was epic as fuck.
Yeah, we always used like my mom and dad weren't big on taking us to like see random regular movies at theater, but like there was always like once or twice or 3 times a year, the IMAX would have this crazy like, some sort of like
the movie that everyone has to go see, right?
Well, it's not even a movie. It was like the national, like when we were growing up, it was like National Geographic type stuff. Like there's one on like race cars or like.
They put that in theaters?
Well, so they're IMAX specials, right?
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
So we used to go to those.
Just like fucking breaks your neck. Like you're watching NASCAR IMAX. Your head just going all the way around. Like you're like, how the fuck do I watch this?
Yeah, there was one that was on like racing and stuff. And there was one on.
That's sick.
Dinosaurs, but we always used to watch those. It just like blows your mind off because it's just so big and like realistic. It makes you feel like you're there.
Dude, do you think that
as a kid?
That's what I was gonna say. Do you think that our childhood was better than this new generation's? Like, I feel like we had the fucking best of both worlds. Yeah. We had some fucking sick technology.
I don't know.
We had like outside. We had like climbing trees. Like we had that shit.
Exactly.
I think that's fair because I think we had the most important aspect of the difference in our childhood compared to other kids' childhood today. Like my niece and nephew, for example, like they're like 8 and under, right? So for the past 8 years, like even when my nephew was like 2 or 3 in like 2014, 2013, like it was still kind of like you would get the iPad, maybe YouTube, a couple things, it wasn't anything serious. But now my youngest niece, who's like 1.5, she's running the phone like nobody's business. She knows everything. She like her like motor skills and her identification skills, because she's watching everybody and everybody's telling her stuff. Like she's learned that much faster.
When did you guys get your first cell phone?
Grade 10.
Yeah, same. I was like
probably about then. Yeah,
I was like 14, 15, right?
Yeah, like we used to go. Like mom used to send us out
15.
to the woods. We'd go in the woods and play like army or like airsoft or like GI Joes or whatever for hours, man.
Yeah,
dude. I remember in grade 9. I didn't have
anybody play with me, and I build Lego all day or like read some crazy books about like planes or tanks or shit, and then maybe if I was lucky, I could play the PlayStation for like 40 minutes.
Yeah, like, dude. Fucking Game Boy. That was like the first fucking handheld
console. Dude, Game Boy.
That was the best. Yeah.
Pokemon.
Man, Pokemon was the shit, bro. Yeah.
That's the other thing too. It's like I don't think, because if I'm being honest, man, like I played a lot of Game Boy. Like I wasn't like, so it's like, yeah, maybe we didn't have phones and like internet, but it's like what I say, like the good part about the difference in our growing up is like anything that we were like focused on electronically, it was like a video game where like your parents are like, here's the game, we know what's on the game, you can go play that for hours. Like not versus a kid, it's like, yeah, go on the computer, end up on Google for like 2 hours. Like, dude, I remember Googling sex in like grade 2.
boobies
dude.
And then you just start in a rabbit hole and you're like, I think we're gonna get in trouble. Like I don't know where we got, like how did we get here, what I'm looking at. I think that we're definitely gonna be in trouble here.
I should know. How do we delete history? Like how the fuck do I delete the history?
We didn't know about that then. It was just like,
yeah,
dude, me and my stepbrother, we were like fucking 8 or 9, maybe 10, on the family computer, and we'd go into the fucking browser, and we're looking at fucking, first of all, ratemypoo.com. Second of all, fucking, I
remember ratemypoo.com.
What was that? Do you remember that fucking gore website? It was just literally people's like heads being splattered on the floor, and like fucking people like getting like their heads chopped off.
Then there's like E-Bombs World.
E-Bombs World, like fucking, that was so fucking bad, man. Like they made fun of like handicapped people on that. Like that was the shit we were seeing when we were like 8, 9, 10, bro.
There's a
So
lot of stuff in there like ding, fries are done, ding, fries are done.
classics, bro. That was like the start of the internet. We literally witnessed the start of the fucking internet. That's
And
crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I think we're kind of blessed, because like we had that transition. Like, it's like we're the last generation to like be outside all the time, be on our bikes, like hang around the neighborhood kids. And then like we kind of saw the cell phone thing and the internet thing like really happen. But I think it's really good for our character, right? Because we kind of remember what times were like before technology like really
100%.
over, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how I like to look at it. And like I kind of feel bad for today's generation, because kids these days are just being born into this like virtual reality world essentially. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think they're missing like a lot of like, you know, almost like primal type instincts that you develop when you're a kid, like being out just like all day with your friends and like that dynamic and like, you know, dealing with bullies and like all this stuff. It's like we were kind of the last generation to be hardened by that. But now it's like we know we're in a very soft generation now. Like, you know what I mean? Where it's like kids like learn, like you can't say this, you can't say that. And like I know sometimes that's a good thing. I'm not saying that's like necessarily a bad thing, but I do think it's creating a softer generation like the one behind us. Like,
I agree, dude. It's like everybody's so sensitive, but also everybody has access to fucking everything. You know, like the first time we saw like fucking boobs on the internet, it was like our fucking brains exploded, you know, but that's like all you could get, you know, or like magazines and shit. But now you can look at anything at any second. You know, it's not like you can only look at it at 9 p.m. and everybody's at bed and you have to use your fucking parents' dial up. Like you have it at your fingertips every second of the day. You can literally go fucking hide in your closet and fucking do whatever the fuck you want to do on your phone and then come back out to your family and be like, yo, what's up? So that's really a weird thing that those kids have to kind of deal with, right? It's like they're dealing with
they're talking a lot about like porn addiction and stuff these days with young people. And a lot of it is just like social media oriented, because like it has to do with like, you know, think back like 20, 25 years ago. Like a man would see like, you know, a handful of like really beautiful women in his life and maybe be lucky enough to see them like naked and like have a sexual experience with them. Right now, like we can go online and see thousands and thousands and thousands of women naked, like doing all this stuff. Right. We just weren't supposed to like
OnlyFans, bro.
We weren't supposed to have access like that. Right. So, and instinctively, like those are things like we're chasing after, like, you know what I mean? So I think it messes with a lot of people really bad.
I 100% agree with all of that, but now that becomes like very true depending on the parents. This is the key thing, right? So the parents from our generation, like Mo was saying, like we got to share all those experiences. What happens is, you know, you've got probably about 30% of like the home lives, which are very ideal in terms of balance, like mom's here, dad's there. Then you got a lot of situations where like maybe one of the parents is out of the picture, but grandparents are in the picture. So it's kind of like not bad. And then you got a lot of single parents. So then what happens is you just don't have time as a parent to work and like be there with the kids. So then it's easier to just like, okay, do this, stay occupied here. And then it's like, it's not that like, say the dad or the mom is doing the wrong thing. It's just that the other one's not there to fill in the gap. So it's like a lot of
free time. There's a lot of free time.
A lot of parenting is, it's not that it's a bad parent. It's just like, I'm doing the best that I can. And it's like, most of us, like in our generation growing up, like there was a lot of kids that their parents got divorced, but like compared to now, like if you went to school, a lot of us had like our grandparents around, our aunts and uncles around, our cousins around. Like, even if like I knew a lot of people that had their parents got divorced, but man, 3 of their cousins went to school, their aunt and uncles were involved. It was like their own parents got divorced, but they're like had so many family members around anyways that they never really had an issue with like the family stuff. Like there was always all those close members around. But nowadays I feel like that's becoming more reality, especially in our generation, right? Hookups and like hookup culture and like just situations. Like not everything's perfect. And
well, here's the thing about it. It's like exactly what you're saying, right? It's like people aren't necessarily like our parents could like really show us the way.
Fuck, we froze for a sec.
kind of
and like you said, the social pressures of like the sensitivity. Might be other situations where some parents are like, you know what, fuck that, I don't agree with it. I'm gonna basically not like, that's not what I'm gonna do because I don't agree with it. Whereas a lot of people are just like, they don't have the time or the like energy to process, like, you know, so they're just like, yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Well, and not everyone should be parents, right?
Well, yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
And people are just kind of
and nobody knows what they're and on the flip side too, there's a lot of like homes that are like good, like the mom and dad's involved, but that's also the other issue is the parents are too involved. So now the kid is being forced to only do this type of stuff and they're shut off from everything else. And you get the reverse situation where now instead of the kid being able to do whatever it wants, it's only the kid's only allowed to do what they're allowed. And both situations can go bad or good, right? Like you get kids that they're on their own, they've had to teach themselves how to live. Next thing you know, they turn out okay. And then you get some kids that are like so perfect and then they just lose it.
Well, it's like the old Catholic schoolgirl situation, you know? Like you fucking keep her down until she's 18 and then she's out on her own and they go fucking wild. And then it's like,
Girls Gone Wild.
Girls Gone Wild, dude. That's the shit I used to wait for, like come on like late night TV when I was like a kid, like 12, 13. Like, you know, the Girls Gone Wild commercials and like they'd like be flashing their titties, but it would be blurred out. But as a kid, you're
Channel 53, like after 9 p.m. Like,
can't wait spring break in 14 years.
Fucking amazing, man. So yeah, basically, fucking parenting is hard. Do you want kids, Dana? I don't know. Like, if I want them.
The way I see things, it's actually really interesting, Robin, because now that the three of us were around that 30-year-old mark. Like,
yeah,
I was raised in a very Christian home. You know, very close knit family. Like everybody in my family was close. Like, it was definitely a very like overwhelming life in terms of like, I did like everything I did was like, you know, very strict, but it was normal for me because all I wanted to do anyways was play sports. So outside of playing sports, I just did whatever mom and dad and everybody did. Like it was routine, you know, like church, family dinners, you go here, like normal stuff. Like I had no time for anything else. So I had a great upbringing, man. I had a lot, like there was no drama, there's no problems. It was just sports.
Yeah.
But like, you know, kind of the consensus of being like how I raised, like, you know, get married, have kids. And I think it's something I've always wanted. And the good part about that is my sister had kids. So my sister got married and had kids. So I've watched how that kind of like goes because I didn't realize this, but like when my sister had kids, they were my kids too. Like I see them as my own children.
Sure.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So, which I never really like, you know, you're your uncle, but, and it's like them once it's born and you're like holding your niece, your nephew, and you're just like, this is my kid. Like, this is how this feels. It feels like my own. So that changed a lot for me because I didn't have to do the risk. I didn't have to pay the price. I didn't have to have the baby. And I got to see it all happen. It still felt like it was mine. So I kind of had a lot of that, like, if there was like any insecurity there for me not having kids, like I always had my sister's kids. So that's kind of like not really like made that an issue for me now. Like I feel like I'll always have them no matter what. But on the flip side, I like just from having friends and like people and like, you know, they got pregnant, they had kids or whatever. It's really like, my opinion on children and definitely is that I think it's probably one of the most special things you can do because like, think about it. It's like, that's you made that and you have to take care of it. So it's like, that's pretty fucking cool. Actually, if you think about it, right now you have this whole purpose in your life that you have no choice on, in my opinion. It's like, that thing is like your responsibility forever. So then it's like, in my mind, it's probably a time in your life where you kind of want to have that purpose. You don't want to be like 50 years old. Like, wow, like what do I do now? If I knew in my heart of hearts that the girl I was with, I would love her to be like the mother of my children. And like, you just kind of know, like she'd be phenomenal. Like it wouldn't be a problem at all. Like she would do her part and I'd be willing to do my part. And like, she can handle herself. Like if I have to go away and like we'd figure like I'd be down with it. But other than that, like if it never works out, I think I'd be okay too, because I think I'd rather not have kids with anybody than just like have kids with the wrong person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You want to give them like the best life you can.
Because, well, Morgan knows this story. When I thought,
Jesus, this is a fucking doozy.
Let's go.
We won't go into like details, but
man.
There was a girl.
Can I tell it?
Yeah, basically. That'd be good. You tell it.
Well, Dana basically had a girl that really wanted to be with him. And he was just kind of like, whatever, like most young bodybuilder dudes would do. Oh my God, my dog just like took my phone with the charger. Hang on.
This podcast is fucking wild today. Fucking internet's crashing. Fucking phone's getting eaten.
Anyway, so this girl really liked Dana. Long story short, like she went to visit him a couple times, all this stuff, but it was all good. Like they were just chilling. From Dana's understanding, they were just kind of friends. But you know what happens a lot of times in these situations? People catch feelings.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dana tried to communicate with this lady that he didn't share the same feelings with her. And he would try to move away from that situation because he kind of saw where it was going. And, you know, Dana's capable of getting like high quality women. I think we can all agree on that. And I mean, he could do better than this one for something long term. For something long term, right?
Okay. That's great.
Anyway, so that's all we'll say about that. But so anyway, so this girl basically faked a pregnancy in order to get Dana like to try to be with her. And like literally took it so far that she like told everyone in her family, like made it like basically like a public thing.
She had a baby shower.
Had a baby shower.
Baby shower.
And dude, and then like Dana was still like, okay, well, fuck you. Like I guess we'll have a kid, but like I want nothing to do with you. So Dana was like, weren't you like, but weren't you coming over here to like, you were coming over here to go to court and stuff, weren't you? This girl's from Newfoundland, by
the way. So basically what happened, she had used an ultrasound from a previous baby that she had. So she had a miscarriage before. So she just changed the date on the ultrasound. Like the ultrasound was hers from a different baby. And then she just got it like professionally changed. So I'm like showing people that know what these are. I'm like, what is this? They're like, that is an ultrasound. Like that's a real deal.
Wow.
Man. So anyways, it got to a point where it was like, okay, if you are pregnant, like we'll figure it out, but I can't do anything right now. Like this is your pregnancy and I don't know if it's mine. Like it just got to that point. So it was like, you have the baby and then you're going to pay to have a paternity test done. And if it's mine, then that is mine and we'll figure it out. But she didn't want to, had nothing to do with the baby. It had to do with her. So then it got to the point where I had to get like actually the RCMP involved. Like the bullying, like, dude, she had made over 1,000.
The bullying police.
Oh man, she had made over 1,000 social media accounts, like spamming my ex, like my girlfriend at the Times account and mine, like Dana's a piece of shit father, blah, 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 blah. She even, holy shit.
Where's the baby?
She had screenshots of me doing things I shouldn't have been doing and sent them to me from a fake account and was like, I'm gonna mail this to all your sponsors and blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna ruin your life.
She's making Instagram accounts of the baby. Yeah, the baby's like, Daddy, you fucking suck.
Some random kid.
So yeah, it was just like a lot of like, it was just like crazy and I didn't know what to do. So anyways, once things died down, and I mean, obviously I couldn't see this person over in Newfoundland and then kind of just disappeared. And then, but I didn't know about any of that. I thought this was a real thing. And then like 6 months later, I found out that it was all a lie. So anyways.
Shitty.
I would rather not have a child.
Put him through it. I remember this. She put him through it, man. That was
but the problem too is it's just like I like having that thought in my head. I'm like, this is going to be the mother of my child that I would like if it was my child. And I was just like, oh my God.
You're like, I'm doomed.
It's like half of this person and she's the craziest motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. And you're just like, But then it's like half of that child's me. So I have to love the kid, like obviously. But then it's like that shit. So like for 18, I was like, for 18 years, I was just like, oh man, I was like, dude, I was smoking a pack a day. I was like, what am I going to do? I'm like 22 years old. Like, can't afford this child. I was like, am I going to have to move? And then that's when I was just like, okay, wait. Paternity test, right? Okay. I was like, well, it is what it is. Anyways, so yeah, she wasn't even pregnant. That's the thing. She didn't even have a baby.
Holy fuck. So that was like back in
that was in
2016-ish.
15.
Yeah. 2015. Yeah. Man, I've fucking known you for like 12 years, 10 years.
Yeah, we met in 2013.
Yeah.
But I think
how many shows have you done? How many bodybuilding shows have you done? Do you know?
Me?
Yeah.
19.
Crazy. That's a lot of shows, man.
I know.
Yeah.
This Vancouver Pro Qualifier is my 20th show.
This is the one, number 20, man. It has to happen. So let's talk about that some more. So going into the Vancouver Pro.
Hold on. Can I just bring up one thing? In fucking 2016, when you won the super heavyweights at nationals.
Yeah.
How did you not win your fucking pro card? We have to rehash this, man. No, so, I know Khaled was very, very good. He was the heavyweight.
Yeah, he won the overall.
He got the overall and he got the pro card.
So the second overall guy won the Masters pro card.
So he got a pro card.
So the guy who came second overall, who would get the second pro card, right?
Yeah.
He had already won the Masters overall and won the pro card there. So because he placed second overall in the men's open, they just didn't get the same thing happened in bikini at the Toronto Pro this year. So my client Anel, she got the second overall bikini pro card, but the girl that won the overall bikini, she also won the Masters overall bikini. So they only gave out 2 cards. So
those 2 guys got the card, but the bottom line is, even if you got it, if you didn't win the overall, like, why? I don't want this fucking pro card then.
Well, yeah,
I'm just kidding. Obviously, you want the pro card, but yeah.
But it was just that like at that point, it was like, okay, I didn't win the second overall pro card, but neither did any of the other guys. So there's a pro card that nobody went home with, not regardless if it's me or not. It's like there's a competitor that's not leaving here with a pro card opportunity, which just to me doesn't make sense.
But I don't think anybody understands how, dude.
That was CBB.
Leaving a super heavyweight though, especially how he looked.
That lineup was so deep. Like, dude, I was 11th in that fucking lineup that year. Like, there was so many good fucking bodybuilders in that lineup. It was mind blowing.
Yeah,
it was a good.
And then this fucking kid walks out and beats them all and doesn't win the overall, and everybody was just like, "What the fuck?" Like, Khaled's very good. So, fuck, I don't know. Anyways,
well, he beat Chris.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I like me and Chris thought we were going to be in the overall. We were like, oh, this is going to be pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And he got second. I was just like, what? Like, I didn't have a lead. But this is the thing, man.
CBBF was weird too. CBBF was fucking weird.
This was weird. Yeah. And you know what? Like the problem with it is that really it's just our own expectations. And like, yeah, like obviously I'm glad I didn't win, dude, because I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
If I didn't, if I had have won that pro card, then my whole life would have been different. And I don't, here's the other thing too, like not winning that, I did take time away. So dude, like everybody else who was like competing then, most people, like not, you took a little bit of time off too, but like, dude, I'm 30 years old, man. And I've got no health problems because I didn't push like show cycles for like 2017, I didn't compete at all. And like, yeah, I was obviously running stuff, but it was just like a little bit of test here and there. And then 2018, I did a prep and one prep. And then, yeah, like I didn't push drugs hard for like 2 or 3 years. And now that I'm like thinking of, you know, obviously in this position where I want to do something with this career, it's like, I'm not like, fuck, dude, you've been like blasting hard since you were 19. Like,
you feel good about pushing it.
I see what you're saying. Well, dude, that's the thing is like a lot of those guys that we started with, like in juniors,
on their way out, dude.
Yeah, they fucking blasted so hard at the gate.
I'm not saying like, look, I'm not saying this about anybody in particular. Dude, we've been doing this a long time. We've been taking gear a long time. It's like,
we learn from mistakes.
Yeah, but some of the but I just mean some of the guys that they hit the strides in their career where they're at the point now where they can't really like take a big break because it's just doesn't make sense for them. Whereas I feel like I'm literally just back in that spot in 2016 getting started again, which is refreshing because it's like I don't.
You look fresh, like your body looks fresh and healthy and good, like it really does.
Well, and dude, like not working on the railroad, dude, I think it's put like 5 years of my life, just all the activity and like hanging off rail cars and like tying handbrakes down and pulling operating levers and walking on gravel and steel toe boots for 8 hours, 150,000 steps a week, all the other stress involved with it. It's like now, man, my body feels like $1 million.
Yeah.
And that alone has made a huge, like in the past 13 weeks, not working there, man, my body is just like grown so much. Like I haven't made this much progress in probably 6 or 7 years, man. And it's not like magic. It's just science. You know, I've just had more recovery and more focus on bodybuilding and like less overall stress. And then mentally I am in a good spot. But yeah, it's just crazy, man. We've been doing this for so long.
Yeah.
That's an interesting topic, right? Because like even now, like I've kind of like I compete every second year now, basically, because I discovered back like 2018, 2019, taking that year off, I made a huge leap in progress. And that kind of like really spoke to me. It's like, okay, like if I know I need to, you know, improve from show to show, like I need a year off. Like I need that time to like not only like get healthy, then do like a big off season, then get healthy again before going into prep, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, don't be on drugs all the time, okay?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think like I'm starting to use that approach now too, is taking that year off and then competing the following year. So I did, you know, 2019 and then 2021, 2023 kind of a thing. So it makes sense to have that time, like you said, to get healthy. Yeah,
I think you basically just copy me.
Yeah,
since we met, like Robin was going to compete this year, and then literally just copy my exact plan.
No, you know, okay, you know what though? What's interesting is I was speaking to Antoine Vaillant.
Oh, Antoine told you to do it, did he?
Antoine reminded me that I had originally, when I came back from Puerto Rico, I was like, fuck it, like I'm too small. I'm taking a full year off. And then I was like, I could win some of these shows. And I started thinking about it more and more and more. And then I started actually picking out shows. But originally I was like, I need to take some time off because the judge told me to come back with a bigger back. And I'm like, that's going to take some time because my back kind of sucks. So that was the original plan. I forgot I had said that because I was so focused on originally doing like the US shows. And then I was like, maybe I'll do the European shows, but just there's fucking no rush, man. Like, you know, it's like, I want to make sure that I'm in the best position possible when I start prep. Every marker I can possibly fucking get perfect, do that, you know, everything. My blood pressure is like the best it's ever been right now. These are good things. So I think it'll be better in the long run just to do this plan.
I've never had my blood pressure change ever once on anything.
Really? Yeah. Well, mine's sensitive. Yeah. Like if I use like Anadrol, D-ball.
Mine's like 120 over 70, like no matter what I do, what I take.
It's interesting because
I hope it's a good thing.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Don't gotta worry about your kidneys at least.
You know what? For
the most part, yeah.
On my last blood work, my kidneys were like, I think I had a 90 on my GFR. Like around a 90.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good. Yeah.
What I've been taking, like
it's very good. Yeah.
About as low as it ever gets. Like my kidneys are pretty good. My cholesterol, however, was absolutely not good.
Everybody has different things that they're sensitive to, right? So
you got to take a lot of AIs.
I haven't, but just in general, like just like compared to my life, it's not like it was like astronaut. It was just like looking at my other blood work, and it's like
I just think that like people that every cycle they need to use like Arimidex or Aromazin. I think over time it can.
I agree with that.
Sure, but like right now, it's just a matter of like everything I'm taking.
Is it low HDL or high LDL or both? Both? Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, fucking apple cider vinegar.
This is the thing. I'm taking everything. It's just I know, like for me, for example, like I'll come off everything and everything will go right back. It's just like one of those temporary. I took it at 2 weeks out to see absolutely how bad it was going to be.
Right. Yeah.
Julian was like, "Oh, this isn't bad at all." And I was like, "Oh, okay, good." I'm like, "Doesn't look good." But
I love when fucking guys say that, like the shitty blood work, because like you just know like the shit that they've seen and like how like
It's just
really
one of
bad
those
blood work
relative to what, right? Like bad
Exactly.
relative to what? So, my doctor and I, like, so my original doctor, I had him since I was like born, right? So when I got into gear and everything, I was like, hey, this is what I'm doing. You're gonna have to I just basically told him what I was gonna do. And he was like, okay. He's like, I don't no idea, but we'll just gave me like a blood requisite for the year. He's just like, go get blood work whenever you feel like you need to. So I would just do my thing. He retired last summer. So then this girl gets thrown into the mix, and she's just like, oh my gosh, like
what am I looking at?
It goes against like everything.
But I can talk to her about everything. Like, she's actually really educated now, because my family doctor, he's like 67, right? Like old school, like
that's like mine, man. Yeah.
Amoxicillin, like looking it up, like have to tell him about everything, and he's like, oh, we've used this before for this, and this, like just like kind of making sense. Whereas her, I can just talk to her about everything, and she's like, okay. And she's just under like, you understand that you're completely at risk for all this. Like, this is all you. And I'm like, oh yeah, like this is all me. It's just
every time she's like, this idiot. Like,
dude.
Well, it's good because like I don't play the victim or like anything. It's just, I'm like straight with her. I'm like, look, I know I'm taking a lot of risk, and I know what we're looking at here. I know it doesn't look good, but
exactly.
So yeah, I mean, it's just funny. Like, then you're almost hearing about all this stuff, and you're like, you kind of get a little anxiety, and you're like,
dude, I would just, if you ever have like a thing you want to know about when it comes to blood work, just talk to Dr. Dwayne, man. Like, you can just reach out to him on Instagram. Yeah, dude, like he knows everything. Like, he's he's on that shit, man. Yeah. So yeah, like a lot of doctors, they're just not educated to that degree in that realm, because they're mostly on the Gen Pop side. And this is like a completely fucking different animal. So they're looking at our shit being like, what do I compare this to? Meanwhile, Dr. Dwayne has worked with lots of athletes, so he understands all of this stuff. So, I think that makes a huge difference in our long-term progress and health if we have someone who knows how to help us.
I got a full-blown cardio echogram scan of like every side and angle of my heart.
Yeah.
It took like 30 or 40 minutes. I had that done in the winter, and you could see everything, right? Like, you could see it all, you could see the colors and all that stuff. And they do all this sound testing. They listen to, so that was all A-okay.
That's good.
Good.
She said, I think my left ventricle maybe had some slight, like it was like size-wise, like was slightly bigger. But then what I talked to her, I was like, yeah, I'm not so much worried about my heart being bigger, because I'm like, I'm in my mind, I'm like, we're athletes. I've put on over 100 pounds.
That's normal. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm expecting my heart to be larger, but like what degree? Right. Exactly. So that was good to know that like my heart, I mean, obviously there's other better tests, like getting your calcium score. And there's like other things you probably want to get done, like an actual CT scan, like stuff that you can see a lot more. But just like knowing that all the rhythm, like all the arrhythmia stuff and like the size and shape and everything is just bang on. It's like, okay, that's
one
good.
less thing to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my biggest concern with my size is my heart. I don't really worry much about it. Everything else seems to be in check. It's just my heart. She said
I'll be able to probably get another one done in 2 years. So that's because like what I told her, I was like, look, I said, I was like, I'll be straight with you. Like, I'm not expecting things to be perfect. Like, obviously I'm taking risks, but I said, like, I would rather get this test done here. And then if I get it done in a couple years or whenever I can get it done next, and there's an actual problematic trend of something going on here, I want to know about it so then I can make a decision. Like,
yeah, that's right.
I don't want to wait. So I was like, I don't want to wait 6 years where it's like, hey, Dana, your heart grew like a ½ inch in the last 6 years. And there's all these other issues going on. It's like, now we're here. And now there's only one option. It's either like pull the plug on everything, or, we could see what happens in a year. Maybe you die, or maybe. So it's just like, I'd rather see those trends. If there is no trends, even better, more trend. I mean, what?
That's awesome. No. So fuck yeah, man. So you're now 1 week out from your 20th show. You're fucking healthy. You ready to go? Yeah. Fuck yeah, man.
I don't know what's the plan now, but like
relatively.
No, yeah.
Okay. My question. So if Dana turns pro next week, what's after that? What's next?
Well, I do the pro show on Sunday.
You do the pro show.
Yeah, absolutely. Man,
yeah, fuck yeah. Of course you would.
Step on stage with Ian and Antoine, dude. That's like a bucket list. Like I've never competed.
Just announced that Antoine's doing the Vancouver Pro on our show.
Oh shit! You leaked it, bro.
Been announced yet?
You leaked it, bro.
You just leaked it.
Sorry.
It's all speculation. It's all speculation.
We'll do a repeat on that.
I don't think it's gonna matter. Everyone's gonna know. Again. I think people can figure it out by looking at his pictures that he's doing a fucking show.
There's only literally 6 people listening to this, so it doesn't matter that much. no, actually, yeah, but yeah, fucking heard it here first, folks. But yeah, dude, like I think that's such a fucking awesome thing that you can compete as a pro like right away.
Yeah, well, and
you did that, didn't you, Robin?
Yeah,
yeah.
I think for me, it's just one of those things where, like the really cool thing that me and Julian started working together, he's going to be there the whole time. So I also want to take advantage of like going through all the processes and like how to peak and then try and hold that for Sunday. Like, I don't know I don't know how to do that shit very well, man. I can tell you, like,
it's easy. You just automatically get better. Like you don't even have to try.
Yeah. But I'm just saying in terms of like the reality of there's not very many people that you work with that win their pro card and then the next day there's a pro show that they're doing. It's just not a common scenario that you do with a lot of athletes. So it's like, for me, I want to keep doing those little things. I'm like, oh fuck, like this is an opportunity just to see what he does or how we do it. And I like you said, Robin, it's not rocket science, but like it's also
breaking new ground though. You're breaking new ground. Like
like you can fuck around with it. And like, what if you're like, oh, what if you rebound too much, like have too much fluid back in? And then you wake up Sunday, like, I don't want to play those games of like fucking trying to save the day, right? Because that's the other thing too. Things are so sensitive that it almost becomes more complicated than it really is, you know? It's like,
I think you could, there's a higher percentage of fucking it up than there is of just like getting better. So you can enjoy it. Yeah. The way I always framed it was like, that would just be like the celebration part. Like that's the fucking, because you already got the pro card. Now you're just going to go have some fucking fun, you know?
Yeah, your fucking cortisol levels are going to drop like tenfold.
Yeah, but it's like also one of those things too, where like you don't want to go do the pro show and look like garbage, right? Like you almost like, yeah, it's for fun, but it's like one of those things where you're like, I want to improve. Like,
well, I mean, the only pressure is going to be the pressure you put on yourself in that situation, because no one's expecting you to come out of just getting your pro card and go like fucking win the Vancouver show or nothing.
No. And I don't even mean like that. I just mean in terms of like, I know some people like, oh, like just go have fun. And then they go do the pro show the next day. And it's like, dude, guy looks like absolute trash. Like he looks worse than he did.
Oh yeah. You want to like either improve.
I want to make sure that it's like, I don't want to get stage shots with those guys and look like a fucking moron, you know? Yeah. But then again too, it's like, I remember having those stresses, like when we did 2016 CBF and I was like, 228, and I'm like, how the fuck am I going to step on stage with these guys? And I look great.
Yeah.
So like
your weight, man.
Yeah.
Like honestly, it's like your weight blows my fucking mind. Like when I look at my pictures of me in shape at like 260, and then like your pictures of like you in shape around like you're like 220, 230s, it literally messes with my mind. It's like you're one of those like
messes with my mind too.
You're like one of those hollow bone guys, man. Like and just the way you're structurally, like the way you hold your muscle, like you look as big as you could possibly look at your body weight.
Yeah. And I think that's the one thing that like has me feeling a lot more like at ease. It's like, because that's the one experience I can always say, like, I laugh about it, like the 2016 show, because I knew I was the smallest guy in our fucking class. Like, what did you weigh at that? You were like, how much did you weigh in 2016, Robin?
What was the cutoff? 225?
Yeah.
I was 225.5.
Yeah. So like I was literally 227.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it looked way different on you, man, because like we're around the same height, right? Like you're what? 5'11"? Yeah. So
no, for sure. But it's just one of those things in my head, like as a competitor, it was like that Kip Johnny guy was like 275, like Joe Seaman was like 255.
Yeah. Well, and Antoine's like fucking 260 to 270 on stage. Like
I was just like in my head, I'm like, I've got like, these guys have like 30 pounds on me. And like, it's like super heavyweights. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, well, I guess we're just going to go do our best. And then I remember going out and on stage, I felt very comfortable and it was fine. So then now it's like, okay, I'm not stressed about going on stage with guys that are like 270 if I'm like 240 now or 235 versus like 225, because it's like that extra 10 pounds, it holds really well with me.
Yeah. Because some dudes
comfortable.
Some dudes are like sweepy and some dudes are like dense, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a different way to like carry that muscle and that mass.
Yeah. I don't really know who's doing the show. Like, I don't pay attention.
Yeah, I don't even know who's doing the show. Mo, are you looking up who's doing the show, or you're just fucking texting people?
Texting.
super professional.
I think there's probably going to be a lot of West Coast guys.
Yeah, who's even out there though? I don't even know of that many guys.
Yeah, I don't know anyone doing that show.
There was like that TNT show the other weekend, so I would assume all those guys.
Oh, Morgan, I should know his name.
I know what you mean. He wore those blue trunks.
He's that pump on Instagram. Great guy.
Yeah.
Talk to him all
he was
time.
peeled.
Yeah, shout out.
Ron coaches him. Same coach as me.
He's definitely doing the show.
He's doing it 100%. Yeah. So he'll be good. He'll be in that. I think he'll be a heavyweight. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. And the other part of it too is it's like it's one of those weird shows where it's like if guys are doing Vancouver, they probably already would have did Toronto, because if you're that good, you're not just going to not do one or the other.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? Like that's like I think that Dan Murphy is going to do it too, because he's.
I was just about to say him too. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like a lot of those guys, like, so it's like I don't really know. There could be somebody come out of the woodworks, but at the end of the day, like I just like whatever. Like I don't know. Like
it makes no difference, right?
The thing is, for me, backstage, I'm super comfortable. Like, I don't get backstage and I'm like, oh, I'm just like, hey guys, I'm fucking shaking everybody's hands. And everybody else is like a little bit like uncomfortable because they're like, why is this guy shaking my hands or about to go on stage? It's because like, this is like my nervous. Like I could stand there like,
I'd be like, get away from me, bro.
I'm not like social. I'm not like social, but then it's like, it's just, I find it just regardless of who's there, I almost would rather, I hope there's somebody fucking insanely good where I'm like, holy crap. Like, I don't know how that's going to go. That's fun to me. Like
it is. Yeah. You want that. I think you need
like,
that.
The other thing is too, like if I get smoked by some guy, like they're going to be fucking good. And I want to compete against those guys.
Okay, dude, if you get smoked, then it's someone who deserves a pro card.
But that's what I'm saying. Like if I get beat, like,
yeah,
like I know I'm gonna get beat. Like it's like, and then it's like I want to compete with those guys anyway. So it's like that's kind of the, a lot of guys I feel like today that are getting into competing are almost like they don't want that to happen. Like they don't want that really, really good guy to show up because they don't want to lose. But it's like, dude, all you talk about is competing at the Olympia. Yeah. It's like you don't want those guys to show up, then you don't genuinely want to compete at the Olympia. Because those guys are all there and they're going to wipe the floor with you. But you have to be like,
and you got to think about it. Like if you
have a seat at the table and expect to wear the crown.
Yeah.
It's the whole, like a win is a win bait, like it, obviously it is, but it makes a difference who else is there. Massive difference in your confidence. It's like, you got to beat some good guys to feel fucking good. If you beat fucking nobody, it's like, what did I even do here? Yeah. What did I prove to myself? Fucking nothing. That I can beat fucking losers,
And everyone else sees it too, and everybody else sees it.
Yeah, and they won't say it though.
Yeah, like
nobody will say it, but
you don't want to be disrespectful because they're other competitors. Like everybody's respectful, but it's like, yeah, the stage fell down.
Like, Morgan, you had Brandon, or was it not Brandon? Fuck. You had what's his name last year when he won the heavies?
Derek.
Yeah, you had Derek. Like it was a good battle, and that was like
who was it? Derek who?
Derek Lamontague.
Oh right, okay, yes.
Yeah, like
he beat me in July.
So he was going into it like the underdog in a sense, not really, but like
I think he'd be deadly as a super, but that's what I think.
I think he's going to be fine. It's just going to be more timing. It's just like he missed the mark last show, dude. That's all it is. Like
he looked his best at the Gladiator when he beat me.
He did, and when he's on, he's fucking on. So that's the thing. That's the case. Like it's the same for me, man. Like if I'm off, I'm fucking off. Like I don't look good. And it's almost like, who is that guy? Like, that's not Dana. But it's like,
it's like a lot of us. I think a lot of us are like that too. You know, it's like,
yeah,
if we're off, we're really off.
But that's why we do this though, because when we're on, we're on.
Yeah.
Like
if you're white, you gotta be shredded.
Yeah.
There's no.
I use so much Melanotan.
There's no room to fucking, you know, like come a little bit off if you're like a white guy that's like 6 foot plus.
No, because then you're not going to be bubbly and you're not going to be hard. So you're just going to be a fucking white fucking marshmallow.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you'll be a brown marshmallow because you'd be tan, but yeah, just look like a soft like water bag basically.
Yeah, take it to Izai for sure.
Okay, dude, let's get some fucking questions going. Because it's funny, I was just watching, about CBum working with Hanny. I watched a video on that, and somebody asked us a question: do you think that CBum is actually working with Hanny? But it makes sense. Like, why wouldn't you?
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Why would Ian continue to coach him?
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. Chris has the income, the career set up in terms of like his business. He's got all these things. He's already won 3 Olympias, and Ian has coached him since day one. And it's like, at this point now, it's like he's better off in the hands of somebody like Hani at this stage, where he needs to come back and win his 4th Olympia. He's got a lot of sensitive things going on with his health. Hani has the TD, like he's worked with Phil Heath. He's worked with the best. Like this is literally like swapping out a Phil Heath for Chris Bumstead. Like, Hani is like dealt with these guys, but it's like this time in his career and Bumstead's career, it's like he's not distracted with somebody else big, right? And Chris is also like trying to manage his whole business career life as well as like improve. And like by improve, we mean like get that much leaner and maybe put 2 pounds on, but like get this. Like Chris is in the business of like, he has to get a little bit on here and like a little off here and then put it here, but then be in the same shape and then come in full and hard. And it's like, Ian's going to be doing the Olympia. Do you think Ian wants to be doing that shit again?
Yeah, that's mostly what I was thinking. It just makes perfect sense to me, honestly. And like,
it does.
I laugh at people that are like, oh, why would he leave Ian? Like he keeps winning. It's like he's going to Hani Rambam.
That's not the point. The point is
he's still going to win. It's just
you're going to the most winningest coach of all Olympia history. I think they're in pretty good hands either way. Like,
Chris has been doing the same coaching like situation with Ian since I've ever known him or met him. Like I met him backstage at 2015 Nationals. Guess what? He's working with Ian.
Yeah.
He's always been working with Ian. So anything that they've done gear-wise, food-wise, it's been the fucking same all the time. There's no rocket science involved. The only thing that's going to be beneficial is the focus that Hani can give Chris. And also Chris is an adult now. Like,
yeah,
Chris is like not kid Chris who's like on his come up. He's like established. He's got his life. He's got the wife. He's got the career. So it's like now they're going to be actually able to have that, like, you know, better probably coaching relationship than if it was a different time period. I think it's great, man. I think it's good.
Yeah.
And then too, like, there's probably some supplement protocol changes that's going to be like simple, but new.
I think it's going to be
lots of cell cams
year for a classic, because you got like Chris coming in for his 4th. New coach, that spices things up. And then you got these other guys that are now starting to actually compare to Chris a little bit. Whereas like last year was competitive, but like 2 years before last year, it was pretty much a blowout. But now you got like Ramon, you got Urs, and like these guys
don't have the maturity though. That's all.
What?
But they're getting there.
Well, I'm saying, but like from last show, but like, you know, they're all taking time to improve.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's getting closer,
and they're really young guys. Like they're
hungry. The biggest thing with them is they're hungry and they're close.
So I'm not saying these guys are going to catch Chris this year. No. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah,
but I think it's going to make for a really cool top 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, it's definitely going to. Yeah, like you said, it's going to make the classic division like very, very interesting this year. It's going to be good.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Tips on how to keep stomach in control while pushing the food in the off season.
Eat food that digests well.
That's number one. Yep.
Better digestion is key. And then I'd say like, don't just do bro, like, I don't want to say bro science, but people just like follow these unwritten rules of things. It's like, dude, if you need to eat every 3 hours because it's a lot of food volume, eat every 3 hours.
Yeah, true.
You get people that are like putting themselves like, yeah, I'm hardcore, I'm doing this. It's like, why are you doing this situation to yourself? It's like, oh, I got to get all this food. And it's like, why don't you just make it work in like a way that's like, you know, for you, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're going to get 6,000 calories in or something like that. And guys are trying to do it in this like really like, it's almost.
Are you saying eat less frequently or eat more frequently?
No, I'm just saying make it work so that it's not like there's guys that will just be like, well, I'm going to eat every 2 hours and I'm going to do this, this, and this. They have all these unwritten rules.
You're saying you could do it either way. You could eat less frequently and bigger meals, or more frequently smaller meals, however your digestive system feels best.
Yeah, especially with like guys like on, like, I'm not talking about us. Like we're pretty much to the point now where we jump back into routine, our bodies adapt, and we kind of like we'll make that shit hard on ourselves just because we're just like, whatever. But you get guys that are like, you know, those kids are like 180 and it's like they have high metabolisms and they're really trying to push food. And then it's like you get a check-in from them and they're telling you like how miserable they made their daily diet all week. And it's like, dude, why don't you just do this, 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 and this? And they're like, oh, like that's a lot easier. Like I could probably do that. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I find that happen a lot with clients because, like, exactly, like you give guys a plan and they think they're like, it has to be this way, and like they give you a bit of information.
Like, man, like I had my third meal.
Give me an example. Yeah, I want to hear an example.
Okay, so like for example, say like if you have someone like you have them eat oats in the morning, right, and bagels at night, right?
Yeah.
But the oats, it's so hard for them to get down in the morning because it's early. They don't feel like eating, and they end up like missing half of it. And then they're like, oh, but dude, one day, coach, like I tried switching like the oats and the bagels. So I had my bagels for breakfast and the oats in the nighttime, and it worked way better for me. Like, is that okay? And you're like, obviously it's okay. Like, we're just trying to get all the food in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think like what
Dave said, like,
you don't need to be stuck into like one way of thinking. Like you just gotta like, you know, you have your food, you know, the calories you need to eat in a day, but like make it work for your schedule and like, you know, eat more food when you're hungry. Like if you're hungry in the nighttime, eat more food in the nighttime, eat more food in the daytime. Like just like, don't be afraid to kind of think outside the box a little bit on it.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And I think that's also like an issue that we probably put on ourselves a little bit too, like as coaches, where it's like, sometimes with some of my clients, I'll put context of like, look, like we'll set your meals up, you know, just to basically structure your food. But like, if you need to like, you know, if you're doing this today and you want to have this meal here, or if you want to have a meal and a half here, like, or it's like, so I've had some clients and they're like, well, you know, I can only get half my meal in here. And then an hour later I got it. It's like, that's fine. Like
it doesn't really matter that much.
Food in, right? Like it's like the structure is really there to just help you stay on track. And it's like, you know, there's that fine line between like, they don't like, if you didn't tell them they could, they won't. So it's, I find, and some clients it's better if you don't kind of like vocalize that flexibility, because you give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, that's the bottom line is you got to find what works for you. And one tip that I really like is just going for like little walks. Just go for walks throughout the day if you're eating a lot of food, especially if you don't move a lot. If you're not a very, very active person, or if you have an office job, doing those walks will just help you kind of metabolize and digest that food. That can really help.
Mental health too.
Absolutely. Yeah, take advantage of the nice weather. Go for a walk a couple times a day, or like a big walk. Like if you're not hungry at night and you're just chilling watching TV and you have like 3 more meals, like eat a meal or 2 and then go for a big walk, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, come back, you have no problem eating another meal. So
I always tell people too, like I'm really good at this. Like I can wake up, have my first meal, and then go back to bed for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Because I know people are like, oh, I'm going to sleep in. And it's like, wake up at like 7, have your first meal, then go back to bed for a couple hours.
Yeah. I mean,
people be like, oh, I slept into 10 and now I've got to eat all my food. And it's like,
yeah, it's true.
I woke up and ate and then went back to bed. And like, it's like, well, now you're going to complain about how hard it was to get all your food in because you slept until 10, which is not a bad thing. I think it's great if some people can get some extra sleep. But like,
yeah, I agree. Sleep is important, but you can't be trying to cram in like all your meals at night if you're struggling to eat.
Yeah,
you have to have space between your meals.
For me, this
I'm
just
also like so hungry too that I'll like get up and then eat, and then if I'm like, oh fuck, I'll go back to bed.
like to me, this just comes down to like how bad people want it. You know what I mean? Because it's like they're like, okay, I want to be a bodybuilder, I want to get big, I want to eat all this food, but they're not willing to go to bed at 10 o'clock so that they can get up at 6 or 7 to start eating.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Like, this is the
or
issue.
If they're going to sleep in, they're not
night.
willing. Yeah, or if they're going to sleep in, or if they're going to have a fucked up sleep schedule, they're not willing to wake up and stay on track with when they're supposed to eat. Like,
yeah,
so I get out of bed at 7 a.m. every day because I have to eat. That's the only reason to get up. Like, so there's nothing else getting me up. But it's like if I don't get up and eat at 8, the rest of my day, my training's gonna be fucked because I'm not gonna have the meals in when I want them in, and I'm gonna have to eat 3 meals after 7 o'clock tonight. And it's just hell to do that. And then you get like your digestion gets thrown off, all these things, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like if you just stay on that consistent sleep schedule, that's what most people are fucking up when it comes to getting their food in. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. You're staying up till like 2 or 3, like, oh, I gotta get my last meal in. And
if you're
then you're sleeping in till fucking 10 or 12 or whatever.
If you're gonna be up late, have a fucking 2-hour nap in the evening.
Yeah, I don't know. Naps
like you gotta figure it out. Like if you can't go to bed before 1 or 2 a.m., make sure you get us like an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours of sleep in the day somewhere. It's like it has to be like, people that are just going to do it, right? And it's like,
I think you got to be, honestly, if you want the best result, you got to be in bed by like 11. You got to wake up by 7. You got to be like on your shit. And if you need to, you can take a nap during the day, but try to do it before 12.
100%.
Yeah.
It all depends on the schedule too, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it depends on the person, depends on the schedule, but yeah. Okay.
Perfect world. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Is positive muscle failure necessary for development? How frequently? Meaning, I guess, like positive, like concentric muscle. Do you have to go to muscular failure to build muscles? What he's asking.
Yes and no.
It don't hurt.
Yeah.
Why
like yes and no. Like you literally don't have to. Like you could train to
how much muscle we talking?
But like this is like a very vague question. It's like, if I put my foot on the gas, do I move the vehicle if it's turned on? It's like, yes. Like that's I mean, like if you don't train to failure, yeah, you could probably still grow. But like if you're talking about if I want the best possible results, yeah, you're going to want to get that muscular failure and that like hypertrophy, that progressive overload for sure.
Yeah. So how frequent? 1 set of each exercise.
Oh, sorry. How frequent?
Okay. 1 set of each exercise you do should be taken to failure.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah.
I'm usually doing like 2 big working sets. My first working set's like usually like
a heavy one that's not to failure.
The next one's like I can't get another rep. It's not like CNS failure.
Yeah.
You're like literally like, you know,
sometimes it is. If it's leg day, it probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just inevitable.
Yeah.
So when you say 1 set to failure, do you do 1 heavy set that's not to failure and then a drop down set that is to failure? Is that what you guys would?
Or a pyramid up, depends on the
right.
I suppose some sort of intensity.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm not allowed to do any of those failure things, so I'll stick with the same intense heavy set, and I'll just do a second one.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, I do that a lot of times too.
Is that what you do too? Yeah. Okay.
But like I feel like, you know, there's different types of failure, and like, you know what I mean, like for me, like I'll take all my sets to failure if they're working sets, you know what I mean? But like my first working set will just be like bodily failure, like where I'm just like, as soon as my form starts to break, I'm done, right?
Yeah.
My second working set, I might like let my form break a bit, or I might do a rest pause set, or I might do a drop set, something like kind of push past failure a little bit, like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like 2 different types of failure, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it depends on the exercise. Like, are you really gonna go to failure on a barbell squat? Like, I've done that once or twice, and it's fucking. What do you do? Like, it's horrible.
Dangerous.
You know, it's dangerous. Yeah, or like go to failure on a deadlift. Like, you're halfway. You're like, yeah. You're like the whole fucking gym's looking at you. I mean, I don't think
failure on a deadlift is just most to you can't like to that momentum of the up starts. Like you start to hitch or like you're stuck and you just drop it.
Yeah, so that's more of a form failure thing, but yeah.
Again, it's form failure, right? Because like, you know, you're like, I can lift this, but if I do, I might break my back, so I'm going to not lift it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's still failure, and once you get to that point, you just move on to the next exercise, anyways.
Yeah, so, you're not going to get. That's the other thing too. a lot of guys get in their head. It's the same thing like we're talking about those unwritten rules. Like, well, I got to do this many sets. And they're not necessarily following a program or anything, but just like their intuitive training. And it's like, when you tell them like this type of stuff, they're like, oh, well, I'm going to do another set afterwards. Like, no, like you're not going to do anything more. Like, as soon as you hit that big set where you're going to failure, like it's time to move on. Like, that's it.
100%. Yeah.
And too, like no matter what, like people tell you, like, especially pro bodybuilders, like, if they're like, I do one working set and then I do this for my next, I do a backup set. Like, none of us do the same shit every time.
Yeah, no.
It's always dependent on the day.
And it's intuitive, and like that's the mastery of bodybuilding and understanding your own body. That every time you go in the gym, things are gonna be a little bit different. Like, and you just got to kind of go with the flow. Don't be too stuck in your ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For example, here's how I might frame it. Like, I'm going in and I'm gonna be okay. Now I'm ready to do my first working set. So I've done all my warm-ups, and I go in and I do the working set. And I finish that and I go, okay, maybe I feel like actually, you know what? I could do a better one. Like, I could go, that was feeling light and I could do a better one. So I put more weight on, and that one I go to failure. Okay, cool. Now I can move on.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not always that smooth. Sometimes you do that second one and it was kind of shitty and you're like, do I do a third one? Like, things always, you kind of have to work on the fly like that. And yeah, like you said, like that's where experience, just knowing your body, comes into play. But generally, once you hit that, like that failure set, exercise is done. Just move on.
Yeah. If we're talking about the 18-year-old kid who's like we were back in the day and he's trying to figure out how to do it, it's like, dude, if you're that teenage kid, you hit that failure set on that exercise, move on, because you don't have that, like, the physical aptitude of understanding how to control that next set after you just went to failure with the same exercise.
Yeah. Like, if you're that 18-year-old kid and you're like, okay, I'm going to go for a 225 bench today. You're like, okay, fail. So you fail and you're like,
it goes again.
All right, I'm going to go again. Yeah. Just give me a spot on this one. Like,
no. Fuck on, because you will drop that shit. And that's mostly what it is. It's like, that's why we don't do that. Like,
you're screwing up the rest of your workout too, because now you're frying your nervous system. So when you go, you do your dumbbells, whatever else you're going to do, you just feel like shit. Sweet. Okay. Could a Canadian-born sorry, I fucked that up. Could a Canadian-born bodybuilder win the Olympia in open?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I don't understand why it matters where you were born. If you have
it's like a political thing.
No, well, he's a Canadian guy. I think he wants a Canadian to win. He wants us to say like it will happen.
I think it's irrelevant. I don't think you should care about that. Like, Bumstead should be good enough. Like, Missy Truscott, she's winning the Olympia. Like, there's lots of Canadian Olympians. Just because it's not the bodybuilder, like, I don't know, like.
Well, there will be. Let's just say that.
Yeah, like it has to happen eventually.
Well, it's going to happen within the next couple of years. Next 5 years. Let's say that.
Robert, I'm trying to be humble. Okay.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying it's going to happen within the next 5 years. We had a question because someone was upset because we never answered. We never answered the last time about the question, when was the last time we cried? So I read this yesterday.
We didn't answer?
We didn't answer. You and I didn't answer, but Ron did. And I thought about it and I was like, I don't remember, but I can pretty much guarantee that it was like around New Year's.
I remember mine. Mine was like
a
week ago.
Go for it.
Yeah, this happens to me every time I'm on like, week 6, 7 of like a cruise phase. Like I get emotional pretty easy. But I was watching those like videos on Instagram where like basically like people go give like poor people money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they go up to them and they're like, hey dude, like, do you have $2? Like I got to get the bus.
And then they give them $1,000.
And like the homeless person will be like, yeah, here's my $2. Like, go have a good day. And then they come back with like 10 grand for him. And like, hey, because you gave me that $2, like here's $10,000 for you. And it was like some like old man, and he was like super grateful for it. And I just like,
so much crap.
Just a little tear coming down, like, you know what I mean? Like, god damn, like that kind of shit gets me.
I definitely like the other week for sure, just because prep.
Yeah, I cry all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like no, I remember what mine was from. I've been having a really hard time with the solitude part of this prep, because like this has been like the first year in a long time that I've been like alone. That's
hard, man. Yeah, that's super hard on prep.
I mean, it's it is and it isn't. It's hard in the sense that like I've grown up like, you know, living with roommates or like living with my parents and my grandparents or like the dog, but it's like I don't even have a pet, right? So it's like then getting into the prep part where, because normally, you know, it's like you're working, like everything's like, you know, whatever, you're alone, you come home, like you're just so busy all the time. But then it's like getting into the prep part where it's like I'm focusing so much on myself, and then like, you know, I'm not able to see, you know, I had to miss my my cousin's wedding because I had to do Atlantics, and then, you know, then there's this family thing, and I was like feeling really, really like disconnected from the family, and then I was kind of just like upset, like, you know, there's like that frustration of like I want to do family things, but I can't because I got to focus on this. So then I just had a little cry.
That's a constant struggle with bodybuilding, right? Like the selfishness of it.
Dude,
yeah,
I
watched, really dislike that part. I really don't enjoy it, but it was just like I haven't seen my sister in 2.5 years because of COVID, and it was just like all this stuff, and I was just like I haven't been this deprived from family time in my entire life. And then it's like, but I also know like my sister's coming down next week for like 3 weeks. So as soon as the show's over, I'm going to be down there, and it's going to be like kids. And like, I'm going to be like, holy shit.
That's what you got to do, right? You just have to think like at the end of the tunnel. Like,
that's
in a prep. Like, you know, it's like you have so many weeks, and then you can start planning shit for when you're done and kind of make up for the lost time, right?
It's one of those things where it was just like everything was crumbling in. I'm like, I'm all alone, and like I haven't seen my sister, and like miss my mom. And then I had a little cry, and my mom FaceTimed me, and it was good.
Hey, it's normal, man. Like it's good to fucking cry sometimes, you know, like it feels good to let it out.
Fucking right.
Oh, dude, I let all of it out, man.
You guys ever watch Futurama?
Not really.
Like, yeah, when I was younger.
Okay, well, there's an episode where Fry, he's working at the pizza shop, and he kind of meets this dog, and the dog comes by to the pizza shop. So it just shows him like every day the dog comes, gives the dog a slice of pizza. The dog comes back the next day, and they're best friends, right? And so Fry gets frozen. He gets stuck in the cryo chamber or whatever, for whatever reason, I forget. But then the dog keeps coming back. And then it's winter time, and the dog keeps coming back every day waiting for him. And the fucking dog, man, like it's winter and the dog just like keeps coming back. But he just like dies because he just keeps coming back and it's cold, right? So he just goes to sleep. And that's the end of the episode. And I was like, oh my God. You know, it's making me emotional just thinking about it.
Yeah.
And like the dog just keeps coming back for him, man. Like, that was his best 100%. Friend, you know, like it's kind of, so that one got me, man, because I was just like, dude, and it was right at the end, and I'm just like, oh my God, dude, like, you know, I just fucking love dogs. They're just crazy. But anyways, yeah. So it's a good way to fucking end this episode, boys. Yo, Dana, thanks so much for coming on, man. Best of luck at the show. We're all going to be watching, man. You're going to fucking crush it. And yeah.
If he wins, we got to have him back on.
Oh, 100%. Even if he doesn't win, but he's going to win.
Get after it, buddy. We're rooting for you, man.
Fuck yeah, man. Yeah. All right. So make sure you follow Dana if you're not already, the Big Baker Boy. And we'll see you guys next week.
Peace, boys.
You guys.